Hola Bafetu, Kimardan Lanza Bakir Bafetu. Yet another episode Bafetu. Local Soccer 101 channel brought to you by From the Street Podcast Channel Network Bafetu. Yes, we are going to talk about local football Bafetu. We bring to you the weekly football update Bafetu. Yes, there's a lot of things on the agenda today. And firstly, we want to thank and we want to congratulate Jackasa. Jackasa Space, the club that went all the way from Jan Camp to the last eight of the nedbank. Bafetu, we want to say thank you very much for what you have done for the Northern Cape. You have done a lot for the Northern Cape. There is now teams, there is now people that have stood up for the Northern Cape. There are now people, there are now teams and young boys that can be looked at here in the Northern Cape by those big clubs. So we want to say for teams like Apitan City, teams like Hungry Lions, team like Jackasa Space of Jan Camp, we wanna really take our heads off Bafetu. You guys made Northern Cape very proud. If someone wants to say you guys have really shined the name, the football name of Northern Cape, yes, we confirm you have done that with pride. You have done that with pride, Jacksa Space. We salute you guys and we know that you guys are going to now take that same experience into the ABC Motsepe League and try to win the league. Like your coach have said, your focus will now 100% be, in fact 110% be into the fact to look and see how you guys can win the ABC Motsepe League. But we are looking out and we wish you guys nothing but the best. Moving on. Bafetu, there was a lot of fighting this past weekend. There was a lot of fighting this past weekend. If you think it only happened in Aghanes, in at the game of Olympics and Juventus, huh? Wadlala wena, wadlala. Even the people with the suit and ties, they also took off the suit and wanted to fight. Yes, guys. So yes, Bafetu, there was this Safa NEC meeting, and Danny Jordan was allegedly accused of using a security company to push out some of the members, and he was accused of a lot of things. There's a video that's going viral. Bafetu. If you've seen that video, then you definitely know what I'm talking about. But here's the moral of the story. The guys that stood up, I must take my head off for them. They are finally tired of how Safa have been treating the clubs. They are finally tired. They are finally tired to all the corruption, to all the wicked people that are sitting in these positions. And not just in the Safa headquarters, in the Safa head offices. No. If you look closely, if you take a look closely in your own community, in your own municipality, if you look closely in your own local Safa structure, there you will find those hungry, power hungry, know nothing about football, wants to dictate everything. There you will find those people. And the guys who lashed out in that meeting, They are tired of all these things, guys. They are tired of all these things, guys. And I've said it a lot. I've said it a lot. I've said it a lot. I've mentioned the institutions. I've mentioned the institutions. I've mentioned kangnas, how they manipulated this situation of sponsoring the league. How they are not fulfilling their duty of being a sponsor. I've mentioned the structure of the Safa Namakwa. How how idiotic that structure is. I've mentioned it. And while I was mentioning these things, clubs were still ignorant. They were still ignorant because they went behind people's backs, go to these meetings and sit at the table with people who they know are trying to take Namakoland football to the ground. And they still sign on papers and they still agree to these people's false intentions. Today they are playing a Kangnas regional league just by name. A Kangnas regional league that have sponsored what? They've sponsored what? Ebile ke batla ho bua ka Afrikaans. A Kangnas league, but plank trophies, plank trophies vir hulle op die tafel gesit het. Now, how can a big institution like Kangnas put the bare minimum on the table like that for the football, for the development of Namakoland football? Because the league that they are sponsoring are the root force of Namakoland football. But how do they sponsor it? They sponsor it as if it's nothing. So we are 100% standing with those people. Those guys that have lashed out, we are 100% behind them. To show there are still good people out there who understands that when things are wrong, things must be rectified. Things must be rectified. So yes, there was a lot of fighting. And as we could see that the game between Olympics and Kakama Juventus, there was an incident where the chaplain, coach Lana, he wanted to rough up a young boy there. Now we don't know what the boy said. Nobody knows what the boy said to the coach, but I think it must have been something that that really did not sit well with the coach, or it was maybe disrespectful that the coach wanted to go as far as roughing the boy a little bit. So yeah, this kind of things, they happen all over in football, guys. They happen all over in football, but it's not to say that it's right. It's not to say that it's a right thing. It's a wrong thing. It's a wrong thing, Bafetu. And we must not condone this type of things, especially coaches. Especially coaches, they must not condone this type of things, because these are the things that shows even the players. Oh, my coach is doing that. If somebody says something to me on the ground, I can also, you understand, I can also react this way. So I hope Coach Lana looked at the footage, or he went back home and thought about the situation, and he saw the bigger picture of the situation, how it can negatively impact the image of Olympics. You understand? And I hope that also the players, everyone who saw the video, don't think of trying what the coach did there. Don't think of trying even what that boy said to the coach there. You understand? Don't do that to other coaches. Don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear. You understand? Don't poke the bear. Leave that things. Just go and watch football when you are a supporter. Don't poke the bear. Don't go to the other side of the opponent and you say stuff that's nasty and you think you are a better person. No, no. Leave that things. Those guys are the opponents. They need to sort out their business. If they are behind with a lot of goals, that's their problem. That's their problem. You understand, guys? So sometimes people will react that way, like Coach Lana did, because of idiots like that guy who went there and say stuff that made him angry. You understand? We are human beings, guys. We get angry. Yet again, I'm not condoning the situation. For both parties, I'm saying they were wrong. Other one, leave out. Don't go to the ground if you want to go and 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 and, and criticize people. For the coach must think a little bit deeper. This can have a negative impact on the club as well. You understand, guys? So yeah, and moving forward, we are going to go into the Kangnas Regional League. We are going to give you the results of the past week 11, and we are going to give you the results of Stream A and Stream B, and we are going to give you the log standings.
Kanya kasi huwag dinner man dahil man medyo good ka. Ay, so anak mo na.
Yeah.
Bedoel hom by die huis te kom en
Ja.
bra. Sa bonie koffietjie nou sê ek op vir myself man.
Ja. Met wie drink je die dat Jason?
Toe nou ons nippetjies is nou by mekaar nou. Sien jy hierdie groot manne? Sien jy? En ek moet hom deel uit.
So for week 11 in the Kangnas Regional League, this is how the results are looking, and this is also how the log standings are looking. So this is how the results look like in Stream A. Heroes played against Real Madrid. They won that game 9-0. Very high score there by Heroes. They played there in Port Nolloth. Celtics played 1-1, a 1-1 draw with Ocean Spurs in Steinkopf. Then Strikers FC played 2-0 with Victorians of Nababib in Steinkopf. Then All Stars suffered a heavy defeat from Sparrows in Nababib at their home ground. They suffered a very humiliating defeat there, 5-0. And if we have to look into the games that really stood out for us there, must be the Heroes game. Heroes really giving that affection to say that they want to win the stream. They have been a team who have been leading Stream A for a long time, and with them putting on that heavy score there shows you the intention. The other game that really stands out for me also there will definitely be the All Stars versus Sparrows game. That's a very big game. That's a very big game. Sparrows coming into that game, scoring 5 goals tells you how low the morale of All Stars is. It tells you how there's nothing All Stars have in the bag anymore. There's nothing they can pull out anymore. Their socks are down on the ground, and that's not an All-Star team of 1 year ago. 1 year ago, I was talking about the Blue Stars. I was talking about the high flying stars, the great stars of Nababib, the pride of Nababib. I was one of the guys who really believed in this team. But I must tell you, today I'm talking another story. Today I'm saying something else. Today I'm talking about how low their morale is. Today I'm seeing results that I can't believe. So I hope things get better. I hope things get better. The Blue Stars, they can pick up their star again and throw it in the sky where it belongs again. Moving on to the Stream A log. The Stream A log, as we can see them, Sparrows on top there. Sparrows on top there with 10 games. They played 10 games. They have 23 points. Heroes, like I said, Heroes, they were the ones leading the stream for a long time, and they still have the opportunity to take the lead because they have a game in hand there. So it tells you that they have the opportunity to go up and top that log again. If they win their game in hand, they find themselves in position number 2, and with 9 games, they played 9 games with a game in hand and 21 points. So if they win that game, they might easily move up to 24 points. And that put them above Sparrows. And then Young Controllers find themselves in that position, also a game in hand. They have 18 points. And then Strikers FC played 10 games. They find themselves in fourth position, play 15 points. All Stars, fifth position, play 10 games. They have 15 points. They have 14 points. And sixth position is Celtic United. They have 10, play 10 games. They have 7 points, 13 points. And Victorians find themselves on position number 7, play 10 games. They have 7 points. And then Real Madrid played 10 games. They managed to accumulate only 6 points from those 10 games. And then Spurs played 10 games and they also poorly managed to accumulate only 5 points. They are at the bottom of the league. They are surely going to have to fight relegation. And if we have to talk about those 3 clubs that's on top there, 3 clubs that's on top, the Sparrows, Heroes, and Controllers, I must say for them now everything is in the balance. Everything is in the balance. Any club, any team can take that one. But the team with the most advantage here is Heroes. Heroes are sitting with a very big advantage. They can take the stream if they just switch on. If they just switch on, play this game, this league game that they are going to play today, that they are going to play this weekend, and they take that 3 points, they might sit in a very good and calm position to take the league. Understand? But I know Sparrows, who have beat an All Stars 5-0 this past week, they are also favorites of winning this league because they showed the Heroes to say, listen, we can also put on a number of points on the scoreboard. You understand? Just to make them, just to make them see they are also here. They can also fight for this league. Coach Raba with his young controllers team, not really convincing. Not really convincing for me. I think me and Tateli Watli, we have discussed this thing. We have talked about this thing. We have argued about this thing. We wanted to put money on this thing. He said Rabba with the young controllers is going to take the league. And I said, no, there's no way. I said Heroes is going to take this league. But that was just based on how we analyzed the teams. You understand? How we analyzed the teams. And my perspective comes based out of how Heroes have been dominating this league, this stream. They have been dominating this league stream, and they showed the dominance. You understand? Like controllers, young controllers, they have been on and off in this league stream. They have been on and off, and you can never put your money on a team like that. And I must tell you, they have quality players. They have a Sheila that can score goals. They have a Justinus who can play centre back, who can play in the pocket, in the midfield, who can create positions there out of the midfield. So, with them having that much quality, how do they find themselves in a position like this? How do they find themselves in a position like this? So for me, it's not convincing. For me, I feel like they should go back to the drawing board and figure something out, because this is not how you win a league. This is not how you win a league. Moving on to stream B, we see there we have New Secrets taking on Boca Juniors. New Secrets winning that game 2-1 there in Komachas at home. River Stones played Super Eagles FC. They win that game 4-1. They're in Buffalo's Rivier at home. And Total Aces played 1-1 with OSK Eagles FC. They're at Stofkra. Then AFC Leicester versus Uprisers FC. There was a clash of socks. Clash of socks. I don't know what that means. Clash of socks. Maybe the guys were fighting for socks. Don't know. But the game did not play. So there is no score. There is no nothing. Just a clash of socks. But games that will stand out for me there, that I think really needs attention, is the Total Aces in OSK game. Now, OSK Eagles, they've not been convincing the second leg. I think the whole both legs, leg one and leg two, they've not been convincing. They are not the team that I know. The coach, there's something that distracts the coach. There's a distraction somewhere. But for Total Aces to come against them and play 1-1 at home also shows you the lack of planning, the lack of concentration. Because this was a game that could have easily put them top position or second position on the log. And for them to drop points that's as valuable as this point shows you that they themselves never want to come out of this Kangnas Regional League. They themselves don't want to win the Stream B. They themselves don't really have anything in their arsenal. But if I have to talk about what they have, the quality they have in their arsenal, there's quality boys there. There's quality boys there. There are quality boys. Can mention one boy there, Jeba. Very small. He understands football. He can score goals. He knows how to grind defenders. He knows how to go into those important spaces to get a goal. How the coach is utilizing him, I don't understand. The last time I watched, the coach was bringing him in as a substitute. So it's those kinds of things that really kind of let your team on the back foot. They let your team on the back foot. Because if you have players like Jeba, you want the boy to start. You want the boy to have that first out and out with those those defenders. But yes, very very poor, very poor performance by Total Aces at home, not winning OSK Eagles. OSK Eagles, that's about off the rail right now. They have been beaten by other teams also. So what is so difficult for Total Aces not to beat them also? What is so difficult? But yes, if we look on to the log standings there, we will see Leicester City sitting on top. They played 10 games. They have 20 points. New Secrets also sitting hand in hand. They played 10 games. They sitting hand in hand with 20 points there. Only difference is the goal difference there. Leicester City has 10 goals and New Secrets have 8 goals. So it's only goals difference there. Then River Stones, River Stones, they find themselves in that position with 10 games played also. They have 19 points. River Stones, I must say, very impressive from them. Very impressive from the Buffelsrefield guys. You can see they want to be part of this pie. They want to be part of this pie. Only 1 point behind the log leaders tells you they want a piece of this pie, and you can see the way they win games. It's convincing they want a piece of this pie. Total Aces very poor. They have a game in hand. They now have 16 points. Imagine if they could have won OSK. They would have been on top of the league with an advantage game in hand. But now they have a second go at the ball. They have 9 games played, 9 games. They have a game in hand again over the top three teams there. Can they push themselves to the top of the log? Can Coach Andre get his papers together, get his head together, and come up with a winning formation so that they can win the game that they are supposed to win and move up the log? That we will have to wait and see. Eagles FC Eagles FC played nine games, find themselves in position 5 right behind Total Aces with 14 points. Boca Junior played 8 games. They find themselves in 6th position with only 8 points. Then number 7 is Super Eagles, played 10 games. They've managed to accumulate also 8 points. St. Augustine Boys, 9 games, also managed to accumulate only six points. And lastly, the Uprisers, the poor Uprisers. They find themselves last on the log with only 4 points out of 9 games. Now that's very poor. They are definitely have to wait and see if they can come out of the relegation zone. They will fight relegation zone. Yes, and now moving on to the ABC Motsepe League. There was only one big feature I want us to talk about. I did break it down. During the week. The possible mistakes that Olympics might have done. But when we come back now, we are going to dive into it very detailedly.
In the day, in the night, say it right, say it all. You either got it or you don't. You either stand or you fall. When your will is broken, when it's lit.
Yes, Buffet 2, we are back, Buffet 2. So this is Local Soccer 101, Buffet 2. If you made it this far in this episode, Buffet 2, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Buffet 2. Follow us on TikTok, Buffet 2. Follow us on Facebook, Buffet 2. At From the Street podcast channel, Buffet 2. Alerata Buffet 2, and that's why we are doing this, Buffet 2. And we want to say thank you very much for everyone who have subscribed, who have followed us, and keep supporting the channel, Buffet 2. So now, remember I talked about the mistakes that Olympics did. So Olympics this past weekend they actually played 2 games before they played before they played before they played Kakama Juventus. They played 2 games. They played Benfica and they played Tornadoes. Now, I am basically concerned with the planning of the game. I'm not concerned with 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 the other stuff. No, I'm more concerned with the planning of of how you plan for your certain opponent. So now, when they played Benfica, they managed to win that game 1-0. But in terms of possession, ball possession, Benfica in the first 20 minutes, first 30 minutes, Benfica was all over them. Right into the first half, right into the half of the second half, until Benfica made wrong choices of substitutes and cost themselves the game. Olympics at the other end stick to the plan, had their secret guns on the bench for that exact time when Benfica is gonna make mistakes, and then they bring on their secret guns, and then they manage to win the game. But now the formation they played there was 4-3-3. 4-3-3, a formation that we know the Olympics have built their backbone on it. Now, moving on to the game of Tornadoes FC. Tornadoes FC beat them 6-3. Now, in the game of Benfica, Olympics defense was very poor. Was very poor. And that was a red flag for everyone who watched the game. That was a red flag. Moving on to the Tornadoes game, the results can tell you that we have a problem at the back. Right? The results can tell you that there's a problem at the back. They conceded 6 goals. If your team concedes 6 goals, you can't blame the strikers, you can't blame the midfielders. Right. They move on to the Kakamas United game. The Kakamas Juventus game. Kakamas Juventus game, they changed the formation late in the second half. They changed the formation. Now, changing the formation tells you that you either want to press the guys very harder now, or you are giving up on the game, because sometimes it's either it's either of the two. You understand? So the first half, Kakama Juventus managed to score 2 goals. They played the 4-3-3 formation. And remember what I said, that's the backbone formation of the Olympics team. So now they went forward and they changed the formation. So it was 2-0 first half, going to the second half, changed the formation, made it now 4-4-2. Okay. Now, if you know formation relationships, you will know from 4-3-3 you cannot change to 4-4-2. If you know formation relationships, because there are certain things that does not align. If I change from 4-3-3 to 4-2-2, I have to take out one midfielder. To let things balance, because 4-4-2 is a balance equation. How can I put it? I want to put it in football terms. It's a balanced formation. You want to have possession. If you have the players who can give you possession, you play that formation. So now they made the mistake changing to the 4-4-2. and accompanying putting in Duncan. Now I've said it on my life. I've said it. A player, if he went away for some time, he have cost the team. We have to look for a replacement for him for the time he's gone. So if we replaced him, he must, and he come back, he must sit on the bench. He must sit on the bench for a certain period of time so that he can look and see what the guys are doing. He cannot just come one day in place and we put him in the lineup and we change the whole thing for him to fit in. No. Doesn't happen that way. So I think that's where they made the second mistake. Changing the formation was the first mistake. The second mistake was putting in Duncan, who was away for some time. It was the second mistake. They've played with Kakama Juventus before with the 4-4-3 formation, and they neutralized Kakama Juventus in the midfield. So why are you scared of Kakama Juventus when they play at home? Why you change the formation? Why you change the formation? If they wanted to accompany Duncan, take out Dustin, put in Duncan. That's what you need to do. Keep the formation because the formation is working. Guys like Simo, they are very dangerous when they play in the midfield. They can pull your old players away from each other. And then suddenly there's diagonal passes. Suddenly there's spaces behind your midfielders, behind your defenders. And it's trouble because there are strikers, dangerous strikers like Kadza. And we've seen on that video Kadza scoring. So that's the mistakes they did. And Kakama Juventus was ready for the mistakes. They were ready. They were ready. They even wanted to document it. They went there with the drone to document the humiliation. So I must say, guys, the results are very bad for Olympics. How it will affect their log standing, how it will affect the way forward, we will have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see. Bafetu, there you have it from me, MK Maradona, your host. Remember, Local Soccer 101, a channel brought to you by From the Street Podcast Network, Bafetu. We are here to bring you nothing but local football, local football updates, Bafetu. See you on our next episode, Bafetu. Elagata. Tango, pela, danzo me.